What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We are the Third String Podcast back with a
Mhm.
nice post NFL draft 2020
Right.
ranking of everything. We have a lot to dive into. Let's get into it. Daryl, what do you have for us today?
Yeah. So I guess the first thing is, how did you feel the draft went? Because this was the first ever 100%
Virtual.
virtual.
Right. I actually felt it went very well. The only thing was obviously uh I like how the commissioner was trying to like get people to boo over the webcam.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. But overall,
It wasn't the same though.
no, it wasn't the same. It was weird to see some people's houses
Mhm.
inside of them,
Yeah.
and seeing what was behind them and stuff. That was pretty interesting. The reason we have our like the lights the
Uh-huh.
outside because I don't know, it's just nice to have some sunlight in to appreciate. But um, it wasn't bad at all. Everything went smooth. We can just
Mhm.
mention how Amazon AWS
Mhm.
Verizon, Dell, like contributed with like
Mhm.
sending all these people webcams and other like different things, probably like signal boosters too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, probably so.
To
And
help them
backup
out.
generators for
Uh
if they ran into some bad weather.
that's true. That's true. So yeah, shout out to them for that. I felt like that was great to partner up with them. And it to me it was amazing for what it was.
Yeah, I thought it was very smooth. I thought at first it was really boring. I think until you got into the flow of how things were gonna go, and maybe
Right. It was slow at the beginning.
yeah, maybe the picks made it boring too because everything was pretty much chalk.
Yeah.
So maybe that, but I think once you got into the flow of it, everything was cool, and it was cool seeing people's home, like Cliff Kingsbury, the head coach of the the
Bro.
Arizona,
That
with his
doesn't make
backdrop.
that doesn't make any sense. Did you see people were like making drawings of his house? They were making like 3D figures. They were making Legos of his like it became a big viral sensation and rightfully so. That man had one of the most amazing like living room outside quarters I've ever
was
seen.
was ridiculous,
Like
and you got to see the people and their families and their kids, dogs.
now, let me ask you about that.
Uh-huh.
See, I had mixed issues with that with the family being there.
Uh-huh.
Like it's business. I
Yeah.
was mixed. Listen, hear me out. Hear me out. Everybody, just hear me out.
Mhm.
I was mixed on that because, like, they're not. They wouldn't be there in the war room, like
Mhm.
before all this happened.
Right.
And then you got to be on the call. You got to make
Mhm.
sure that you get there. You're on the like the Zoom call, Skype call, whatever, or the conference call on the phone. They had like all these phones set up.
Mhm.
And then the kids are running around. Like
Right.
not running around, but they're actually all right here. They were
Yeah,
talking,
yeah.
doing their thing. That's fine. But like, I don't know. It was interesting because like it's business. It's true
Right.
business. Like if you miss a call or you don't pick up the phone at that first ring, for example, it could ruin some things. Like you
Yeah.
can miss a call, a pick.
I guess I saw it differently. I just thought it was almost like bring your kid to work day, where it's like your kid can kind of be a part of what you actually do. And I didn't see like I saw the kids interacting like after draft picks were made. Then they
Right.
started sharing and I never
Oh, of
understood how
course
these
we
kids
didn't
do
we
that
didn't we never got to see
right. That
all
are
every
running around like,
second.
hey, shut up, I'm trying to take a train.
That's what I'm saying. Now, what we did get to see, what you're talking about, yes, I agree with you 100% that they were high fiving after they got their picks, and
Mhm.
if they paid attention and if the kids cared, they could have learned something. Like this is what it's like on draft day. So
Yeah. And then I
yeah,
saw all of the like the GMs with all of the paraphernalia of their team. And I just wondered for people who have multiple, do you just have paraphernalia of the different teams, or do you just hang up the ones you're on just now, and the other rest are in the basement somewhere? So
something like that.
I thought about that aspect because all these people with all this paraphernalia, and some of these coaches are gonna get fired, right? Some of these GMs are gonna get fired, and I was
That's
like,
true.
what do they do with that stuff? But
Right.
I thought it
I
was raw, especially with the families. The families of the people getting drafted. Day one was way better than day two and day three.
I like that aspect too. That
Mhm.
there were more than ever before. You saw family dynamics. You saw people together. And you got to see houses. That was to me the best part was seeing
Yeah.
inside people's homes.
And then
Like
wasn't some of them, it wasn't a lot of social distancing going on.
not at
I thought it
all.
was funny.
Y'all are all immediate family for one,
Right. I
and
think
then agents were there and
mhm.
all. It was crazy.
You could tell because it was the one guy in the suit while
Yes,
everybody else was regular clothes.
there was one guy or two guys with two different players that had the mask on when they
Yeah,
were
I saw
there.
that.
So yeah,
I think if you mix more of it, like still have the players come back and shake the commissioner's hands, but for those who maybe day 2 in the future needs to be more virtual like that, where you see the family, the ones
yes,
that don't get invited. I
right,
really enjoyed it, and then of course, we had memes like CeeDee Lamb grabbing the phone
yes.
from his girlfriend.
Yes, but really quick, let's hope for real right here, right now, that this was the very last virtual draft ever. That we
Yeah,
don't ever do that again.
yeah, I think so, but I think you can incorporate some things. One thing I didn't like about
Yeah, I agree.
is that they had like guest people still talk. You saw
Mhm.
but they wasn't introducing who got picked. Now, if there's a way, because they would do it and then be like back to the commissioner, then he would do the pick. If you would did some way where it was real time and they can actually introduce the pick, then that would have meant more. But it was like, to me, it kind of fell off because they wasn't
Well,
introduced.
especially like day 3, they always kept, even through commercials,
Right,
they kept a little ticker at the bottom that showed who was picked. So,
right,
I mean, that's always been like that on day 3. They just keep going, and even commercials, they keep picking.
right. So, what was your other than like I said earlier? I just want to talk CeeDee Lamb grabbing a phone
Yes.
from his girlfriend was the exception of his
Yes.
career, and then with her mom, I gotta remember the player, man. That the offensive tackle that his mom grabbed the girlfriend. Like if we could have more stuff like that, I am fine with
I agree. It made it good. I literally sat down, got some food, and I just was like a couch potato throughout that whole
But did
time.
you see Tua's family and Joe Burrow's family?
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's family was acting like this is his 5th time drafted, and they just been used to here. And Tua's family the same way. It was like, calm down, you guys are too excited. They were just
Look,
sitting there the whole time.
first of all, Tua's house is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, it was funny he still wore the suit. So shout
Yeah,
out
he
to him
still wore
because
his suit open
you know
down,
he still had that made. He
right?
had that made, and it was like, I'm wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
But Joe Burrows, it was like I knew I was gonna make it, which he knew it.
Yeah.
And the family, they just stood up and they were just like, no smile.
Yeah.
They're just hug.
Like, I've been here before.
Like,
I did this before.
like get hyped. Like I see. Let's pause on this. Let's land on this for a second. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can play. We can't deny what that man did last season.
Right.
It just sucked for me that he was in the SEC and I had to see him run it up like that. That's the only thing I don't like.
He ran it up.
Yes, he did. But you can't deny how many top ranked teams they beat, which is a record high.
Yep. And I think they had like 14, 15 people that got drafted from the LSU.
Yeah, it's 14-15, but it's a record. Oh, it's tied. It's tied with the record.
I think it was tied, but the SEC they beat the record.
Oh, by far.
Had the most players.
The SEC went back to the olden days, kind of, where they were really dynamic. Yeah. But I guess I want to get to know Joe more a little bit. As on the field and some other things, he has his demeanor where he's really arrogant.
Right.
But and that's okay to be confident in yourself, because I am. You are. But it's just something about like, bro, it's okay to get excited about being drafted. Like, don't think that you're that cool or that good where it doesn't matter.
Right.
So I don't know.
No, I thought that was funny, but was there any surprise with you from the draft? Well, like, what was your surprises that happened?
Just a lot of teams passed up on a lot of people. There were some players that I knew about that I can't recall right now that were really good, and they fell so far in the draft to the 4th to 7th round, including my my receiver Tyree Cleveland.
Right.
But I think he had some like marijuana issues and stuff. Right. But like in the physical draft, they always did talk about this person and what happened. They weren't informing us on why certain players were dropping. Like they'd get picked and they're like, oh yeah, he had, he should be higher, but he had this issue with this, and that. They didn't really tell us about that. Not really
Right.
saying that they should tell their business, but like you're wondering why did their draft stock fall? Was I shocked? Let me just say the number one thing I was shocked about was how many people agreed with you and I, because I think you're on board with this, about what's his name? Jake Fromm.
Yeah, I wasn't shocked about Jake Fromm.
No.
I've
And
never
a
been
lot of
a fan.
people were not shocked, and they were actually saying how weak his arm is.
Yep.
And he didn't do anything special.
Right.
And rightfully so. He wasn't going to be as high as he thought he was.
Right.
But if you look at the video of him, he thought he was going high.
Yeah, I mean, people were arguing, was he going to be the fourth, fifth quarterback taken off the board? And I always said I never understood the fascination with him.
But it was nice to me. I was shocked to see, to answer the question, that other people saw what we saw.
Right.
Yeah.
So my surprise is, first of all, in the first round, I told you Isaiah Simmons. I didn't know where he was going to go because of his position.
Right.
I didn't know what his position. So he dropped, but not as far as I kind of predicted he was going to go.
Right.
I was shocked at Henry Ruggs being the first wide receiver taken off the board.
Yep.
I felt like Oakland got too cute with that pick.
Who do you think should have been number one?
Oh, CeeDee Lamb is the best.
I agree.
And then CeeDee Lamb or Judy or 1 and 2, whichever one you want to put 1 and 2. I don't really care. They're obviously the two best. Ruggs only because Ruggs broke the record. He had a 4.29 in the 40 time. That's what made him.
Which is incredible, though.
Yeah, it's incredible. But if you wanted to replace, like, let's say Antonio Brown, Judy was the perfect replacement for him. CeeDee Lamb, these are perfect replacements, and you just went for the flashier, cute pick. I thought it was the cute pick, and I was shocked at that. I was shocked at Andre Thomas from Georgia, offensive tackle, was the first offensive tackle by the Giants.
Yep.
Then we can get into Jordan Love. The Packers trading up for Jordan Love.
Let's dive into that. Not only did they draft him that high with that pick, they also traded up to do so.
Draft capital to get him. And for them in their next pick, I think they got A.J. Dillon in the 3rd round when they got like 2 running backs already. I think Jalen Hurts going to the Eagles. Like, I hate people talking about him. He could be like Taysom Hill. If I'm Jalen Hurts, I don't want to be Taysom Hill.
Right.
I want to play quarterback. I don't want to play tight end or running back or wide receiver or special teams.
Fortunately, but like we don't want that. But Wentz can be kind of injury prone.
Yeah, and that's why they did it.
Right.
That's why they did it, because he can be injury prone.
They actually called Wentz up though before they made the pick to consult him on what he thought.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's facts. They called him up and talked to him and to inform him what their plans were and what they were about to do. So I guess it went well. Shout out to Wentz for being a good guy. Trust yourself. Trust your skill. Now rewinding back a little bit, Jordan Love. Let's land there for a little bit. What are your thoughts on that pick? Not just that they moved up, but just him in general. It's interesting because, people had that speculation that he was going to be that for New England.
Right.
No.
And New England passed on him. Actually, they traded out of the 1st round.
They did.
First of all.
And mentioning them, they said that they weren't going to rush getting a quarterback.
Well, they didn't. I'm going to tell you New England's pick after this, because I'm going to tell you what New England's draft, how it felt to me. But Jordan Love was basically, the Packers have not drafted an offensive player since Aaron Rodgers in the 1st round.
Right.
The Packers were in the NFC Championship game.
Yep.
With Devontae Adams at wide receiver and nobody else.
Right.
This was the deepest wide receiver draft they said ever.
Yeah.
And the not get a wide receiver.
This draft was so deep with wide receivers that they still had star receivers all the way to the 7th round.
Yeah, because your dude Pope.
Yes.
Florida, they had him. I think he went like 5th or 6th, something like that.
Yeah. It was deep.
It was deep. And for Green Bay not to do something, because it's different if we're rebuilding. But you have a glaring need of wide receiver. You're in NFC Championship game and didn't address it.
Yep.
So that's what and so not only did Jordan Love not fall in your lap, you traded up draft capital to trade up and get him.
So what we're trying to say, people, is they're not trying to prepare for the now.
No. These are moves for the future.
Right.
And it's different from, because it's the same thing almost that happened with him and Brett Favre, but it's different because Brett Favre was contemplating retirement every year.
Yes.
He said, will he come? Like, he was playing around every year.
Right.
So at that point, you needed to start looking for the future.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
That's major facts. Yes.
Again, he was in the NFC Championship game, and your team is no better than what it was.
No.
That's crazy.
Yep. They didn't take care of him. They didn't do anything, make good decisions. So Aaron Rodgers is talking about well, there's speculation that he may think about leaving.
Mm-hmm.
I know you probably read articles on that too.
Absolutely. When his contract, they're looking at when his contract, I think his contract's up in 2 years or something. But yes, Brett Favre said that he doesn't see himself ending his career in Green Bay.
Correct. Because that happened to Brett Favre with Aaron Rodgers. Now Aaron Rodgers with Jordan Love. If I'm Jordan Love and all that same front office people are there, bro, it's gonna happen to you. Yeah,
but most likely they won't be. So I mean, that's Jordan Love is still like you said it. Jordan Love is still a project. He's not a, like, talent wise, he's up there, but still, like, he's a project.
How many picks did that man throw? He threw like 13 or something picks last season. Some of the decision making was amazing to me. Why you took him that high?
Right. And they compared him to Pat Mahomes, is what they were saying.
Pat Mahomes' decision making is phenomenal.
Right.
But you guys compared him to him and his decision making and his picks. Yeah, he has the skill and the arm, but like that's a smart type of position. Like you need to be smart to play that. Right. And I don't know. I
think you would feel better if he probably fell to them. And maybe you would feel better about it, which it looked like he could have felt, but maybe they were afraid that somebody was going to trade up.
For what? Who needed him?
I don't know. Especially when New England traded out of the first round. Like, New England was ahead of them. So they traded out of the first round.
That's beyond me.
And then if you talk about New England's draft, first of all, at one point, his dog was sitting at the table.
Yes, that.
You know, like,
how do you feel about that?
I have a dog, and not one time have my dog ever sat at the table.
Yeah.
So that means tell me you put that dog up there.
Yes.
His draft and how he acted, because it was so many times he wasn't
on camera. He was on camera, and then they switched to him, and then the dog was there. He was trying to be funny.
It was a big F you to the NFL. And his draft, even to me, was a big F you to the NFL. Like, watching me, Tom Brady can leave, Gronkowski can leave, I can win with scrubs. And I'm going to draft scrubs, and I
will say this. They did pull out a little bit of that Patriot magic that they do as far as trading. And then, bro, how many draft picks did they have? Did they end up? They had a lot. That type of magic to keep doing that is impressive. Now, if it works out, which I still feel like the formula for all that to work out what they've done in the past is Tom Brady or a good quarterback. If you don't have that good quarterback, that whole little scrub to stardom thing, no offense to them, I don't see it working.
Well, to me, they're fighting for last place in the division.
Oh.
They're fighting for last place. This is
Justin Fields or never remember his name.
Or Trevor Lawrence.
Yes, Trevor Lawrence.
Or Jamie Newman. I just seen a mock draft for next year. They have Jamie Newman in the first round, Georgia quarterback. Well, he transferred to Georgia this year. But New England Patriots draft to me was a big FU to the NFL. And he's so arrogant. Watch how I do. I don't think he did his team any favors. Are
you ready for the 30 for 30 documentary that's going to come out in about 2-3 years about this moment?
Yes, because I think the sadly for us, the Buccaneers are going to be a championship caliber team, and the Patriots will be a bottom dweller.
Agreed.
That's how I feel is going to happen. Who do you think won in the draft? Well, before we talk about Jalen Hurts, so who do you think won in the draft?
I actually feel like the Eagles did very well.
You like the Eagles. So I thought I thought the Cowboys did very well.
Real quick, I said the Eagles because they got talent around them, and then they got receivers to kind of back it.
Right.
Tall, good receivers, fast. So I thought they did very well with that.
Yeah. I hate Jalen Hurts to them because I want it. I've been begging for Jalen Hurts for Atlanta.
Yeah.
But so I hated that pick.
But the professionals, the analysts were saying that's not good for the team, but that's good for the player.
Right.
Meaning everything he went through as far as like he stayed humble, the grind, he still went really high.
Yeah.
And still got drafted on a team at a high position. So and a good team at that.
A good team, but my quarterback that I'm backing up is still 27. Even though he didn't play, he still won a Super Bowl. The year they were going to win the Super Bowl, the year that they won the Super Bowl, he was in line to be MVP that year.
Yes, he was. Yeah, so you can't take that from him.
Yeah, you're hoping as an Eagles fan, Jalen Hurts never sees the field. And if I'm Jalen Hurts, I'm not a running back. I'm not a wide receiver. I'm not a special team. Stop comparing me to Taysom Hill. I'm not doing that stuff. I'm a quarterback.
Right. Yeah, well, there's something about Taysom Hill I want to talk about when we get to the Saints.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have 3 winners. Okay. I don't know. Were you done?
From the top of my head, yes, but you can go ahead.
3 winners, of course, I just said the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
Not only getting to me either the 1 or 2 best receivers, they took them from the Eagles because the Eagles had their eye on CeeDee Lamb.
Agreed.
Giving Trayvon Diggs in the 2nd round. I thought all around, even at the 5th round, getting Bradley Anae from Utah, because I was hoping that the Falcons would do it.
Right.
Other than their last pick, I guess James, the quarterback, they got last, but I guess he's developmental.
Right.
But I thought they let the draft come to them. The next one is the Carolina Panthers. I thought they let the draft as well. They got all defensive players, but they got Derek Brown, probably the best defensive tackle in the draft.
Right.
Matos from Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought they did doing defense. I still think they're going to be last place in the NFC South. That's because the offense didn't get any help. But I defensive wise, I thought they were real good. And then the last team, I think you would agree with this, the Miami Dolphins.
Yes, that was my other one. But we said that before with the pre-draft.
Yes.
Yeah.
My only surprise is they didn't get running back. That's the only. I would probably give them an A if they got running back because DeAndre Swift or J.K. Dobbins was there for the taking, and they kept passing on them, But they got a lot of players that I thought the Falcons were getting.
I feel like they can find somebody off a practice squad or undrafted free agent or trade. They'll be fine.
So they got Tua. I thought about you when they took Tua at the 5th pick.
Yeah,
we're going all the way to. I think 19th or whatever.
I had him though going to the same team.
Yeah, the same thing.
Yeah,
but we had to.
They swapped what I said though.
Right.
They did I said lineman first,
and
then
quarterback.
Tua, but they reversed it.
Right.
Like you said that they would do. I think.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And then I thought for the last pick of the 1st round, they would go running back, but they went the Noah Auburn. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
But they took a lot of players in later rounds that I thought Falcons should have got, like Curtis Weaver from Boise State, Jason Strawbridge from North Carolina, Solomon Kinley. How many times have I talked about Solomon Kinley?
A lot, yeah.
Brandon Jones, safety from Texas, and Raekwon Davis from Alabama. They took a lot of players I felt the Falcons should have got. So those are my winners. And real quick, I'll go on my losers. I have 2 losers, and we've already talked about them. The New England Patriots had a big FU.
But is that really being a loser if you choose to be a loser?
Yeah, because you're going to lose out on the season.
But if you – or were they winning by purposely trying to lose?
I guess Bill Belichick's smarter than me, so I guess that makes sense. And of course, the other one is the Green Bay Packers.
Now that's on purpose.
Those 2 had by far, to me, the worst 2 drafts.
Mm-hmm.
So that now lead. Do you agree with those picks? Well, I guess you don't.
I have those, but then I'm gonna chime in. Let me get this list real quick that I'm gonna pull up. Okay. For everybody, not on the screen, but to talk about. I I have one more to add in there.
Okay.
Would be the Bears.
Oh wow, the Bears. Because first of all, they have like 20 tight ends.
They have, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about. So they didn't lose as bad as the other ones, but let's talk about this.
Okay.
They have 10 tight ends on the roster right now, which is crazy. Insane. That is, but they have a lot of talented like it's literally like a breeding ground for them right now. It's a little farm for them.
Right.
Let's tell me, what are they going to do with that?
I don't know.
10 tight ends. What is that room like? What is all right, guys? Break up in drills and go work out. There are 10 of you guys. Then there might be some guys in the practice squad.
Right.
So let's just say 13. What is going on? If I'm Jimmy Graham, how mad are you?
I'm pissed if I'm Jimmy Graham.
There's 9 other dudes, possibly like 12 other dudes fighting for your job, and you know they're going to get down and they're going to compete. Think about this. If you have that many people, first of all, the vibes might be amazing because you're going to hang out with a lot of cool people, hopefully.
Right.
Or the vibes are going to be trash and you're going to hate your group. Or also, you're going to make everybody better. And then finally, it could be so competitive that
the good
you may hate it.
I think Jimmy Graham is safe. I think he's still probably the best tight end or the more experienced one.
He
Cole
is.
Kmet is probably the
second.
Talented. Yeah, he's probably talent-wise, he's probably the best, but he'll probably be number 2. But they have a lot of tight ends. I don't understand why
I think you keep probably one more after that.
Right, yeah, like 3 or 4 of them you're going to keep on the roster. But 10? 10?
Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? You're like, we're going to win by tight end. Thousands by tight ends. So with draft picks, we know we can't go on. We have to talk about the Falcons draft pick.
Correct.
So the Atlanta Falcons are our team. That we're in Atlanta. This is what we're going to talk mostly about.
Yep.
How do you feel? Rate the Atlanta Falcons. We didn't say they were the worst, and we didn't say they were the best.
They are what I always think they are, which I'm pulling up the list. They are subpar. They love to be in the middle of the pack,
right?
And they don't want to stand out. Yes, we talked about this, so we'll talk about it now. About a C+.
All right, so you got a C+. I always go from C+, B-.
Damn, I'm not going to disagree, but a B, any B is a no.
Okay, so why do you say a C+?
Mainly because, and I guess I could go with the B-, but literally it's a half a point that made it swap. So just to put that out there, because we got good picks, or we chose like we did, I think last year too. We chose,
Last year was quinoa. The draft.
Yes. We chose the right positions.
Right.
But might not have been at the right time. And might not have been the right people. Right. That is the name of the game with the Falcons. Obviously, we don't know yet. We don't know. But history likes to repeat itself sometimes. And what does that tell us? No.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that.
One draft.
And then really also good. Our last pick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, I'm going to get it. One draft was really good, Thomas Dimitroff. That was 2016. Wherever Deion Jones, Keanu Neal, that draft was really good. If you look at 2017, that's with Takk McKinley. Look at the 2017 draft. Thomas Dimitroff, that should show you how good it can be and how bad it can be. Because
that's what I'm talking about.
We just declined.
You're going off positions.
Yeah. And one of the tight ends that's in that 2017 draft, he's with the Bears. So you got it. So you can be very hit and miss with the Falcons. What I'm saying is not an exact science when the Falcons draft.
Yeah, Duke Riley wasn't bad.
Duke Riley got traded. He's not with the team anymore.
No, I know, but I just saying the pick in general.
Right.
Takk hasn't done anything.
He just got declined.
Carlo, Casey. Actually, this wasn't. Even though they're not with the team,
this is a bad draft. The only
Is
thing is
it?
KZ and Brian Hill. KZ led the league in interceptions, so he's good. And Brian Hill he's serviceable and he's with the team. Other than that,
Okay. And then undrafted free agents we went in on. Half these people aren't on the team.
yeah, it's
obviously.
a bad. So 2017 was a bad year. So we're trying to not duplicate 2017.
Wow,
So,
nobody good came from that
yeah.
undrafted class.
Right. So, and if you look at the draft for 2017, it really wasn't a great draft so far.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is we don't want to duplicate it. So at 16, the Falcons are good enough. They're bad enough to not make playoffs, but good enough to not get a good draft pick.
Right.
So we were at 16. Soon as CJ Henderson left and Javon Kinlaw, who I was pounding the table for,
right,
they got picked up. No matter what the Falcons would do, they would have been criticized by the fans by this pick.
Right.
Oh, they got AJ Terrell, who's a big physical corner, who I have said on this podcast many times, he got 8 alive in the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is Chase and Joe Burrow ate a lot of people alive. He
That's true.
picked 6 Tua Tagovailoa in the championship game the year before.
That's true too.
He's a big physical corner. He press coverage. I watched some film that somebody broke down film on him. He's very good.
Okay, nice.
So I really like him. Marlon Davidson, love that pick as well. Matt Hennessy, I was shocked they didn't go with the LSU center there, more rated one. But I guess Matt Hennessy is a better scheme fit. So I'm okay with those 3.
And I'll break down my perspective of these people after.
Okay. Yeah. I'm okay with those 3.
Yeah.
The next is where I kind of get so Mykal Walker, he wasn't the best linebacker on the board at the time, but maybe he was better. I'm just assuming scheme fit. Jalen Hawkins, you could have got him in the 7th round. He was 7th or undrafted free agent, and I could do 100,000 draft mock draft. I would never ever draft a punter, and the fact that we got a punter, is like.
And I will give a flip perspective, well, half of it, of why I think. No, you remember it went down lower. It was like 98.2. So a 2% good reason why we got that last pick. So
now, what I'm going to say, as punters go, he's probably the best in the draft. And our punter position was open.
Yes. That's why 2%. I'm like, yes. But I will break down, if you're done.
I just want to add about the punter.
Yeah. Okay.
I play a lot of fantasy football, right?
Yes.
The kicker's always last.
Yes.
Like you just pick up a kicker, whatever. It's just I waited all day for the punter, and I was upset about that. Go ahead.
All right. So Terrell. He can play inside or outside cornerback position. So that's good. So that means he can play against a taller or like a slot type of receiver against him. He can cover. Davidson can play DN or D tackle.
Right.
So that's good. It seems like we went with a lot of versatility here in this draft.
Yeah.
That's good because we've been known to kind of get hurt, and you can swap out positions and or give some people breaks and a little more depth too.
Right.
So that's good. Hennessy, he can play center or guard.
Yep.
So that's another thing.
And you want him to play guard this year only because you want him to move to center next year.
Correct. Walker, he can play outside linebacker, inside, or he can actually play on the line of scrimmage.
Yep, he can put his hand in the dirt,
which is awesome to me. So I'm more so kind of okay with that.
He's taking Devondre Campbell's position.
Yes, I'm good with him. So Hawkins, he was a wide receiver and can play and cornerback before converting to safety.
Right.
So he knows a lot of different dynamics of what to do. Right. So that's smart, like safety type of individual as of now. And then last pick, this dude is the best punter in the draft. So 98%, I said you don't do that. 2%, even though it's the last pick of the draft, you don't waste it. Not saying he's a waste. So 98 too. I don't feel like you should have drafted him. There's something else. We were not perfect. We didn't have a perfect draft. We weren't even a B, just a normal B. Right. We were a B minus, at the lowest of the B minuses. So you could have got somebody else for real. Right. So with that being said, They could have finished that draft, waited to the last pick, which was Mr. Irrelevant for the New York Giants,
Yep.
which was the linebacker from Georgia.
Right. Yes. Right.
Yes. Could have waited right the second after they said his name, called up our punter that we got in the 7th round, and then signed him as an undrafted free agent.
He wanted to be in Atlanta. He was a Chipper Jones fan.
But I'm just saying, like, he would have waited for your call, held out, or whatever. But yeah, he can punt for sure. He can straight boom it. But he can do kickoff and he can do field goals. He's proven he can do field goals as well. Right. This draft is all about versatility for us.
Yes. Isn't it? It's all about players who can play multiple positions. Also, what I did like was we had an undrafted free agent, the tight end Jarrett Pickney. He didn't go to Chicago.
I didn't look at that, who we got as far as undrafted.
He's probably, because he was prospected to be in the draft.
Let me look that up. Yeah.
Like, he was mocked at like 5 or 6. So to get him as undrafted, I think he will make the team because our tight end is kind of thin. So Hurst will be one. Kiari Lee, unless you think he's going to make it.
Yeah.
But I think Jarrett Pickney can possibly make the team. So I was happy with that one pick. Being a Georgia fan, it seems like they kind of pass on Georgia players a lot. J.R. Reed from safety. Right. Great person we can develop because Keanu Neal. I know they had Jalen Hawkins.
Right.
But another one would have been nice.
Okay. I have the list there, by the way, of who we got for undrafted, who we signed for undrafted free agents.
Yeah.
Delrick Abrams, cornerback, Colorado. I got to look more into him. Hinwa Elu, D tackle, Nebraska. Hunter Atkinson. So he was a big story because he was a diehard Falcons fan. I think. Yeah, so he was a tight end. So I kind of like him. He was a tight end throughout high school and all that stuff. And then he stopped playing football, I guess, to do something to work or take care of family. Oh, I forgot what job he was doing. It was like some serious, like, hardcore job or whatever. During his breaks, his lunch breaks, he would call old recruiters that used to hit him up back in the day and try and get back in and all that stuff. So eventually Georgia State called him back and they let him play for Georgia State.
Right.
And it worked out for him, but they ended up putting him on as a left tackle. And he never played it, but he eventually became down for playing it, learned it, and hey, he got him on his favorite team.
In the league.
And he's in the league, so shout out. But I like that for multiple reasons because you can get him to do fake plays. If he played tight end, he can catch.
Right.
Fake plays.
And then you want these undrafted for development. So practice squad players.
Yes. So that's good too for those schemes. I like that.
Right.
Austin Capps, center for Arkansas. Mickey Daniel, what is that? A fullback. South Dakota State. That's interesting. Wow. Especially fullback. Scotty Dill, right tackle, Memphis. Austin Edwards, DN, Ferris State. It's crazy, real quick. I like the undrafted thing because you can find a diamond in the rough.
Right.
I like it because it's also getting people in the league. Dreams are being fulfilled. They might not be glamorous. They might not have the webcam. They might not be in the green room at the draft. They won't be noticed like that, but they still have family there in their houses. And when they got these calls, whatever, they were celebrating. So shout out. But yeah, Austin Davis, D, and Ferris State. So a lot of small schools.
Right.
This man's name, Rochester Man. That's that man's first name. Rochester Man, Ferris, cornerback, Hawaii. Jawan Green, wide receiver, Albany. Tyler Hall, cornerback, Wyoming. Evan, I'm not going to say his last name or try. OT from Buffalo. Salausk something. Sorry, I messed it up. D tackle, San Jose State. Like, we went in. So I'm not going to – there's a lot more. I'm trying to see if I recognize any of these people besides Pickney.
Yeah, you probably won't. Except the cornerback from Wyoming, Tyler Hall.
Yeah.
Somebody
I don't
watch out for him. That he might be a diamond in the rough type player.
Yeah, I don't know any of these people.
So how do you feel the Falcons?
A lot of people to bring in though.
How do you feel the Falcons going to do? Because we got basically 3 or 4, really 5 starters. If you put AJ Terrell, he's going to start. Marlon Davis at defensive tackle, Hennessy at guard, and then you have the punter. That's 4. And then you say Mikael Walker might take the DeAndre Campbell position. So that might be 5 starters.
Yeah.
How do you feel the Falcons are going to do?
I'm good with it because of their bigger bodied people. Mm-hmm. They can play, and I feel like you have enough healthy, good veterans around them this year to actually just have them be effective and just hungry and willing to learn and go at it to have them start this year. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah, Marlon Davidson seems like a huge player. I do like AJ Terrell. Our secondary is just really young.
Right.
And what I'm, it's always kind of fearful when you play in the Drew Breeses and the Tom Brady's of the world. So that makes it a little nervous. Tack got to show out. I'm not a big, huge fan of Tack. I think he is who he is.
I agree, but you remember what I said, and I mentioned it on the podcast that if you can get a little bit of out of him and him be serviceable, like you said, I'm good with it because just ring you out a little bit of what we thought you were.
I just think he's a 5, not even a 5 sack guy. So like we said, Vic Beasley's 10 sacks, and we're putting that. I say 5. He'll get like 5. Dante Fowler and Marlon Davidson and Grady Jarrett will be the key to this. Yeah. I think one position that you brought up that I'm surprised they didn't go was running back, and that's because Gurley's health, man. Gurley's going to be on a pitch count, and for the playoffs. And if he's on a pitch count, then who's taking the other reps? And so Ito Smith, who got hurt, Brian Hill, who's okay, Quadri Allison, who barely played, so maybe he'll play a little bit more.
And I just realized in that undrafted free agent, we didn't get any running back.
No running backs.
Other than that fullback. No.
That's what I'm saying. And with Gurley will be on a pitch count.
Wow.
I think we're fine at wide receiver. We're fine at tight end. Hopefully we're fine at offensive line so people can stop blaming everything on them.
I do actually think we got that position or that part of the team together this year.
I think we have to. We spent too much capital in the past 2 years on offensive line that we have to. But
shout out to them for actually trying. I will give them that. They did just keep getting hurt.
Right.
So shout out to them for trying. And then also, I think we finally have something this year with this O-line.
So somebody said that this is the year Matt Ryan's going to make an MVP type statement. This is the article I read. Because one person, they said, and this is going to lead us into the Matt Ryan topic.
Right.
They said they talked to a person was writing an article, and people can ask them questions. One of the questions was, why didn't the Falcons draft quarterback? I've been pounding the table for Jalen Hurts. They said, well, because we have a stud named Matt Ryan. Me and you completely disagree with this label that we give Matt Ryan.
Now, although I do think he has a chance to be an MVP type of player this year with the O-line we have now, still, just the past has shown me not to.
What is our love affair with Matt Ryan? You've explained it a lot.
It's just all it is this. All it is this because I see the other side. He was a savior after Vic. And then we had Pennington or whatever.
Yep.
And then nobody good till Matt Ryan. I was a huge Matt Ryan fan in college when he was in college. He brought his school all the way up to the number 2 ranking, which they've never been that high since, or I don't know about before either. Right. Dude could play. I was a huge fan. What was it, Boston College?
Boston College, yes.
Huge fan in what he did. But after that, he gets drafted. I'm like, whoa! Like I was a huge fan, and now he's here with my team. Then he does a little something. long story short, he kept bringing us to the playoffs. So that's one of the things that they love about him. He
Right.
has the best stats with the Falcons. Let's break down. We could have a whole podcast episode of there's not much of a history there anyways.
Right.
So cool. You're number one in all these categories.
Right.
The weird thing is he will have a statue at the end of his career outside of the stadium. Then
Keep saying that.
I believe it.
And I'm like, no.
And he will actually officially be the person with number 2 retired up there in the rafters.
And no numbers retired under the Falcons.
He will be the first.
That's crazy.
No, but I'm saying I don't condone it.
No, I know.
But it's actually going to happen.
That'd be crazy.
100% too. If he makes it to the NFC Championship, he will have a whole wing of that stadium in his name.
Yes.
Like he's already set, but people love him because of what he's done, and also it's almost like we're being soft. Like they love that he got us to the Super Bowl. But you forgave him too easily on dropping the ball.
Right. And they didn't blame him. They blamed everyone.
Oh, they didn't blame him at all.
He can throw 5 interceptions. We'll blame it on the hot dog vendor. Like we'll find somebody else to kind of blame it on with him.
Right.
And that's
that's why.
That's what I don't like about him. I wanna play a game.
Okay.
Because this is my thing. Before we play the game, this is my thing, and this is my beef with Matt Ryan.
Yep.
What has he done to that other quarterbacks haven't that he is so untouchable? So the Saints just signed Jameis Winston.
Yep.
I don't think he'll start, but he's still a starting caliber quarterback. But even though they had Drew Brees, they still did it.
Correct. He actually chose, real quick on that, he had a big lucrative deal to be with Pittsburgh. He declined it, so he knew that he wanted to learn from Sean Payton and Drew Brees, that they develop good quarterbacks, that they're smart. And also the reason why Drew Brees does the Pro Bowl every year is so he can help be in the game to teach the younger guys.
But so
that's why he chose to go there.
Let's compare Matt Ryan to Aaron Rodgers, who we just talked about.
Yes.
What has Matt Ryan done so well that Aaron Rodgers hasn't, that they even put somebody for even competition's sake? But Matt Ryan, he's so untouchable, they don't even touch that position. I'm going to ask you, this is just, do you feel like, I'm going to give you some teams, are they better legacy historically than the Falcons?
Okay.
Okay, you ready for it?
Everybody's going to be better. Yes, go ahead.
New England Patriots.
Yes.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens.
Yes.
Indianapolis Colts. I'm saying have a better history.
A better history, yes.
Okay. New York Giants.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes.
Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, you actually can. Yeah.
This is the only one on my list that you're going to debate. Carolina Panthers.
They still have made.
They made 2 Super Bowls, lost both of them, and have an MVP. But I would say
we've done that though.
That's kind of washed.
Okay.
New Orleans Saints.
Yes.
Seattle Seahawks.
Yes.
San Francisco 49ers.
Yes, for sure.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
You know what all these teams have in common? All these teams knew to either get a capable backup or to know when to move on
at a certain point in time. Yes.
Historic quarterback. Eli Manning, Joe Flacco, Aaron Rodgers now. Just what you said with the Steelers. They were trying to sign Jameis Winston even though they have big men.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. But the Steelers have always had pretty solid backups. Right. They're known for great backups.
Right? Not only took Jameis Winston, but had Teddy Bridgewater. The Chiefs, people thought, why draft Pat Mahomes when you had Alex Smith? That was a crazy pick.
Yeah.
49ers did it twice. For Steve Young and then Colin Kaepernick.
Yes.
Who else we got? Buccaneers just let go of Jameis Winston and didn't even know they had Tom Brady. Like they could get him. They just thought it was a possibility.
Right.
Green Bay just got Jordan Love. They did the same thing with Brett Favre.
Yep.
The Colts, Peyton Manning. They had Andrew Luck. They didn't know what Andrew Luck was going to be.
Yeah, but you're right. Dang, this is crazy. Keep going.
Again, Ravens with Joe Flacco. He was the best, just in the same situation. Actually, better because he won them a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Historically, was the best quarterback. Knew to move on.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
They didn't know Dak Prescott was going to take over.
Nah.
They had no idea.
Nope. It was actually supposed to be Kellen Moore.
Yeah. And also, it was still Tony Romo at the time until he got hurt.
Yeah, Tony Romo got hurt, and then Kellen Moore was supposed to start. Then he had a really bad injury, and then Dak was the third-string quarterback.
Yes. And now the only one is the Carolina Panthers moved on from Cam Newton, their MVP quarterback. Now, you can say you could say some of these mistakes are.
You're not even done. Seattle?
Oh, my bad. Seattle. And that's
Seattle did it. The only one to me. Actually, no. I was going to say
just
Patriots.
A huge contract to their quarterback and still draft Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah. A massive 2-year contract. And then before that was their quarterback. What was his name? On Seattle.
Quarterback was there.
Yes, which he was, their star. And then you guys eventually moved on. So you got Flynn?
Yeah.
2-year massive deal. And then you still drafted
him.
Quarterback. And then he beat you out, which I like too.
He beat you out.
They made it competitive, saying, we'll actually let you compete. And he did, and he won.
He won. And then you just said it, the New England Patriots has the greatest quarterback ever.
But you got to think, before he became who he was, they had a star.
Drew Bledsoe.
They had a star. He got hurt, but you were prepared.
So, again, we just named Tom Brady. We have Ben Roethlisberger. We have Joe Flacco. We have Peyton Manning, Eli Manning. We talked about Tony Romo. What has Matt Ryan done?
I was going to say, the Jets are set right now. Buffalo's prepared. Yeah, but everybody's pretty much.
What I'm saying is, what has Matt Ryan done to be so untouchable?
Dang, the Chargers. Wow, you're right.
Huh? What has he done?
Wow.
I got some other stats.
Wow. I'm trying to think of a team that hasn't prepared. Let's break this down. Is there a team we've named, adding on to that?
Mm-hmm.
You have the Chargers.
Yeah.
You have the Rams have taken care of business.
Yeah, so tell me what has Matt Ryan done to be so untouchable? We named Hall of Famers. We named legends.
Yeah.
What has he done over them? The only thing he's done was he's been a part of the franchise who's
yeah.
I got some more stats. I did a lot of research on this because people say I'm a Matt Ryan hater. So
yes. Go ahead.
I have a lot of stats. So who's your favorite quarterback?
Who's your favorite quarterback?
Yeah. I talk about him a lot.
In the league right now?
Yeah.
Your favorite quarterback?
It's gonna kill you. Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Russell Wilson is my favorite quarterback. Yeah. This is a stat I would love to say. Let's compare the Seahawks who went 11-5. Remember, I did this a couple podcasts ago.
Yes.
Seahawks who went 11-5.
It's just crazy how if you just swapped quarterbacks, how we would win multiple Super Bowls.
The Falcons went 7-9. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
So let's compare. I know what you're thinking. Hey, the Falcons, their offense, the Seattle Seahawks offense is so great, right? Because they have Russell Wilson. Let me tell you some stats, okay? Total offense, the Seattle Seahawks average 379.4 yards a game.
Right.
374.4 yards a game.
Yeah.
The Falcons average 379.7 points a game. But Seahawks rushing was 137.5. Atlanta Falcons was 85.1. I know what you're saying is, but they have a high-powered offense, right? Okay. Seahawks averaged 236.9 passing yards. Falcons averaged 294.8 passing yards. So we average it more pass, they average more runs. I know what you're thinking. Defense. We're going to go to the defense, right? Okay.
Right.
Cool. So against the run, this is against the run, the Seahawks averages 117.7 yards a game.
Right.
The Atlanta Falcons averaged 110.9. So that means the Falcons were a little better. Against the pass, Seahawks were 263.9. The Falcons were 244.9. Again, Falcons are a little better.
Yeah.
So total defense, Seahawks are 381.6. They gave up 381.6 yards.
Right.
The Falcons gave up 355 yards. Again, Falcons are a little bit better. The defensive points they gave up, 24.9 for Seattle, 24.9 for Atlanta. So basically, the numbers are close enough, right?
Yeah.
So then we're saying, hey, what you're going to say? Matt Ryan got sacked a lot, right?
Right. So did
okay.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan got sacked 48 times.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson got sacked 48 times.
Yes.
Or I know what you're going to say. The defensive line, they couldn't get the quarterback down. Great.
Right.
Cool. Atlanta Falcons sacked the quarterback 28 times.
All right.
Seattle Seahawks sacked the quarterback 28 times.
That's weird.
28 times. So,
right.
So where's the difference at? Well, let's go to turnovers. Seahawks took away interceptions 16 times to the Falcons 12.
Right.
They also fumbled 16 times to the Falcons 8. So they did better intercepting the ball. We did better getting fumbles. Well, they did better taking away fumbles. Right. They did better takeaways than we did. Okay, let's go. Now let's go to the giveaways. Giveaway interceptions. Seattle Seahawks had 6. Atlanta Falcons 15. Fumbles 14 for the Seahawks, 10 for Atlanta Falcons. So what am I saying here? All the stats, the numbers have been
are they saying we fumbled 10 times?
Yeah, we fumbled 10 times, so they're 14. So
and how bad is that when we didn't rush the ball that much?
So yeah, crazy, right? So what am I saying here? Because basically all the stats have been close together, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is where they differ. Russell Wilson threw 31 touchdowns to Matt Ryan's 26.
Right.
Russell Wilson threw 5 interceptions to Matt Ryan's 14.
That's insane. It should never be double digits.
To his 14. The Atlanta Falcons turnover was a -5 to the Seahawks +12.
Yeah.
Other than that, their stats are damn near identical.
Right.
Seattle went 11-5. We went 7-9. So you're telling me the defense was bad. I just gave you stats where actually the Falcons defense is better than Seahawks. You're telling me the offensive line was bad. I just gave you stats. They were the exact same.
Right.
Exact same. Why were they in the playoffs and we weren't? But Matt Ryan is the golden
decision making at specific times make differences. And that's what we're trying to say. He's not the guy.
Untouchable. How did he become untouchable? And that's all I'm saying. They won't even think
because he saved us from that Vic era.
From Vic? From Vic? He is I'm not saying Matt Ryan is bad. I'm just like, how did he get so untouchable that we don't even think about backups? We signed Matt Schaub to an extension just because we know he'll never
take his job.
That's
hilarious. Yeah, we're going to keep you here because we know you'll never win this job.
Now, the glaring stat, to be fair, is the rushing. Seahawks as a team rushed 2,200 yards to the Falcons 1,361 yards.
Wow.
So, but I just gave you stats where it wasn't all the offensive line. If they rushed 2,000 doing what they did with the Seahawks, and we were a bunch of that we're saying is the personnel.
All right.
Team. And if you want to be fair, if you want to say Russell Wilson's a rushing quarterback,
right?
Ryan rushed for 147 yards. Russell Wilson ran for 342.
Of course.
So it's not Lamar Jackson differences.
No.
But also Russell Wilson did not turn the ball over.
Correct.
Did not turn the ball over.
Nope.
That's that. Just as many times as Matt Ryan and did not turn the ball over as much as he did.
That's crazy.
Did you like that?
I love those stats, and I love when people break stats down to prove because the numbers don't lie.
Because I was watching ESPN, and they was talking about the Seattle's draft, and it was like they only sacked the quarterback 28 times. And I'm like, but they were in the playoffs? So I had to run through the numbers about What did they do different from us?
And had a chance to go pretty far, actually, with that team.
What did they do different from us? And it boils down to
coaching and Russell.
Yes, coaching definitely. Pete Carroll's a better coach than Dan Quinn. I'm still waiting for Dan Quinn era to be over. And also, Russell Wilson is a better quarterback than Matt Ryan.
Yes, agreed.
Better.
Agreed. Yep. I agree. But I do just to wrap this up. I do actually feel like he has a chance to do very well this year.
Who, Matt Ryan?
Yes.
I feel like he better. Is how I feel because you got Tom Brady and Drew Brees.
Yeah. I just think we can beat those guys, man. I just want us to believe and know that you can beat them. But we just don't make the right calls and decisions. Our plays are so predictable. We're the team that will run a sweep against a great rushing defense. Mm-hmm. The sweep goes back 5 yards when you pitch it back.
Right.
Why are you doing that? We used to do that with Devontae Freeman.
Yep.
It was frustrating to be like, bro, this isn't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like Matt Ryan too. His throws and his plays are predictable. They really are. You know what throws are coming. You know who's getting the ball.
And he throws it to the third string tight end, and we blame everybody else but him.
Yes.
He's just untouchable. He's the golden child. I just don't get it.
Yep.
So he don't even have competition.
That's your boy.
No, that's your boy.
All right. I do like Ben Kirk though.
Yes, you do. I thought he was he did well. It's just we haven't seen enough.
Better than Schaub.
Oh, yes. But he got hurt, so we didn't see enough of him. But he's still not a guy that's gonna he's not gonna be the heir apparent. He's not gonna push Matt Ryan.
No, he's not.
Matt Ryan has none of that. What happened when Drew Brees went down and Teddy Bridgewater took over? He went undefeated.
Undefeated, yeah.
Saints make championship moves, and we don't.
But that's the crazy thing is with that is he was always a star until he got hurt. Mm-hmm. I guess let's talk about Detroit as far as with their quarterback situation.
Yeah, they probably in the same boat. Matthew Stafford, Matt Ryan, to me, are in the same boat. But
where is Sam Bradford?
Sam Bradford, he's out the league.
I was just thinking about him. I don't know why that popped up.
Mm-hmm. He's out the league. But,
would you say that's a bust of a career?
I don't know. He made millions, so this is
off of his playing.
Off of what he could have done. Yes, but that's more injury.
Yeah,
than him. It was way more injury.
Interesting. All right,
but they're going to be in the same boat. The Lions aren't going to be as good next year. I think Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence they're going to draft one of them too.
There was talks though about Detroit they should have got Tua.
Yeah, that's talks. Yeah, because they said they were going. There was in the discussion, but I thought again, what has Matthew Stafford done to be so untouchable?
Barely won games.
Barely, and even playoffs. At least we went. Matt Ryan took us to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't get losing franchise or mediocre franchises make mediocre decisions.
Yep,
and they're off of fear.
I agree. All right. Exhale. All right.
Went in. Sorry.
That's all right. We needed that. What was next on the agenda?
I think that was it. Because we already talked about the NBA.
Correct.
Oh, Andy Dalton got released.
Yes, Andy Dalton got released.
Where do you see him?
He could go to Pittsburgh now.
I was actually shocked he got released because I think if you have a number one pick rookie, it's good to have a veteran behind him to know what he's doing. So I was shocked that they did that. I didn't think that was the right move, but I think
they trust that man so much.
Yeah, I think Jacksonville Jaguars is the best because his old offensive coordinator, his old head coach is down there.
Right.
Gruden.
Yeah.
I think that's what Pittsburgh is also.
That's what I say, Pittsburgh.
I said New England, but New England doesn't have the cap space for him. He would have to take a massive pay cut, and I just don't
he's
see
not.
it.
Right. Interesting.
And still Cam Newton is unsigned.
Yes.
You want to know what's crazy?
He will be signed though. Yeah.
This is a fantasy trade, and I know this will never happen.
Go for it.
Matt Ryan for Dak Prescott.
It's not gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen.
No.
But the Cowboys don't fully believe in him. I don't believe in that. So
it's weird how they're not breaking him off of like this massive check.
Yeah. And you know what I think the Cowboys messed up at?
What?
I believe they would have signed him if they would have known CeeDee Lamb would have fell to them. Because then, remember when they gave all that money to Amari Cooper?
Yes.
They would have never resigned. New CeeDee Lamb would have dropped.
That's true.
So they got basically 3 wide receivers.
They're pretty stacked, though.
No, they're stacked. But I guarantee they weren't going to give Cooper all that money if they knew CeeDee Lamb would have dropped.
Nah, he was like, "You better pay me."
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, they're stacked, man.
Now you open up cap space to sign Dak.
If you really stacked.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Yeah. With that being said, I guess with baseball, mentioned they're in talks with coming back the season MLB, and it'll start like in June, I believe, is what they're discussing and saying, and they would do like a 100-game season, which would be very jam packed. From November to like late September or so. So yeah, that's a lot. But that's the talks, of course, with no fans. And then we're still waiting word on other sports and stuff other than what we reported last week for you guys.
Basketball is supposed to come back on the 8th. Well, train to see if they can come back. But
did you see the Hawks have not opened up their facility?
Yeah, they said no. And that's why NBA pushed, because it was supposed to be the 1st. But then the NBA pushed it back because the Hawks said no. They're not doing it.
Because we're not going to get into that, but just like everything going on with Atlanta, the amount of cases and things rapidly reopening. We won't touch on that politically, but yes.
Yes, but they have to, in my case, things are going to reopen. The NBA is going to finish their season because it's an economic point to it.
Yes, correct.
We're going
they are.
We're going to have another season.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying like the rush for the facilities to open have to vary per state.
And I wonder if the Hawks were in first place, would they be more in a rush to open up? Like the Lakers want to open their stuff.
Yes.
Lakers want to play. I wonder because Golden State is not in a rush. Well, they're the last place team in the league.
Correct.
In Atlanta, are you doing it because you're one of the third or fourth last place team in the league? I just wonder if you were a playoff team, would it be a little differently? They will come back because it's an economic standpoint. NBA has to make money. Also, there's a bunch of people that work for
the league, stadiums, all that. Yeah.
So they will come back. It's just a matter of when.
No, I agree with that. I agree. Yeah, there's no denying that at all. Right. So, I'm excited for it to come back. It's just going to be weird to see this whole, which I'm interested in seeing, the whole no fan thing.
Right.
So,
yeah.
That's
going to be weird.
Yeah. So I think I will have to make sure to watch that whenever that is to document it because, it's going to be crazy.
Right.
But yeah, anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Whew, jam-packed episode. Very detailed. Ready for
back up.
Yes. Man. The crazy thing is, man, one day. For real, one day.
But are you going to do it when you have to do it or when you want to do it? So you're going to do it when you have to do it, and then that's when you reach.
Yes. So the sad thing is whoever is the best, let's say 3 years from now, whoever is that best quarterback that year, that's who we'll try and get. And that's terrible because you don't even know how bad that draft class might be. Right. And it could happen. It has happened. It does happen. You don't know how bad that draft class could be. And that's Atlanta.
Yeah, you're right.
So, yeah. But, yeah. All right, guys. With that being said, we're going to wrap it on up. Thank you guys for joining us. Enjoy. Like this video on YouTube. Also, check us out on SoundCloud. And then follow us on our social medias and check out the website on the ticker down below that you guys can see there. We'll catch you guys next week. thank you guys again. Stay safe, stay clean, and just let us know. Chime in the comment section below what you guys think on all these things. And yeah, so with that being said, we'll catch you guys next week. Take it easy, guys.
Peace.
Peace.